Philotanic here with another round 1 match from the Artifact Cup number 39, this time between Sinistro and Megarith. Sinistro running random, so it'll be interesting to see what he ends up as. Alright, it is going to be a coalition versus coalition in the south side of the map. Starting in the yellow coalition carrier is Sinistro. And on the north side of the map, starting in the gray and red coalition carrier is Megarith. Let's put this onto production. And we just saw this map in the last cast, and this will be the last cast from round 1, so the last time that we'll have to watch a game in the Torn Crater. Torn Crater is a very defensive map in terms of being able to secure your own resourcing locations, especially if you end up as the Soban ALMs in this area is quite good. Both players are going to send out their UAVs to scout each other, or probes as they call them in deserts of Kharak. Looks like Sinistro retired his base runner and is immediately going for a greedy economic opening support cruiser first, while Megarith is choosing to open salvagers first and going to do some long distance resourcing. Then once again we do see the bulkheads not blowing up bug, a small replay bug. A little bit of an annoyance, but nothing we can't handle. Megarith is going to be able to pick up this artifact without any trouble from Sinistro, unless Sinistro is deciding to get a force out. Well, Sinistro already has LAVs and is immediately going into fast AAV production, going to move that carrier up. So it looks like Sinistro delayed going for more salvagers to get the LAVs, and now he's going to build a few LAVs, probably to harass Megarith's base runner, or at least get rid of this annoying probe. And there goes the probe.
Rally point set. Move to location.
A lot of smoke from a probably battery-powered probe. Anyway, Megarith has its own support cruiser at the same time that Sinistro moves out with his own support cruiser, so roughly equal in terms of economy right now. Maybe a slight ahead for Megarith, but I have to imagine that Sinistro, no, they're both of them got AAV tech around the same time. Sinistro just has the advantage of this one light attack vehicle, and then rebuilt the base runner over his own. There's that probe again, coming out to see what Sinistro is doing, and Megarith should be able to get this base runner over to the extraction zone without any issue. Sinistro more concerned about protecting his own base runner and getting rid of this annoying probe. And there it blows up again. It must be gas powered or something, because that's a lot of smoke. Fire from such a small device.
Destination set. Carrier production system capacity has been enhanced.
More armored assaults from Megarith, and then it looks like Sinistro is immediately moving into railgun fabrication. Already has the upgrade production for the cruiser, which gives the coalition cruiser or Soban cruiser a second production slot. Railgun fabrication opens up the third one of those.
Salvager online.
Get started. Proceed to our use site. Cleared for move.
Some scouting from Sinistro over here with the LAV.
Engage targets on site. Be advised. Hostile carrier.
And then we do have a little bit of some combat over here with the armored assault attacking Megarith's base runner, but Megarith has two. I'm sorry, this is an AAV. Megarith has 2 AAVs, so that should be able to push back Sinistro's 1 AAV. Megarith, worried about air, immediately moved into a missile battery. Meanwhile, Sinistro is moving into rails. Right now, rails are definitely the better choice for Sinistro, but both players are rather blind into what the other player is doing right now. The combination of these double rails and this AAV for scouting should be able to get rid of this base runner. Would think well-placed smoke by Megarith, trying to keep the base runner alive from the rails, and so far it's working. These rails don't have a line of sight just yet, but Sinistro is going to move them over here. They're going to be able to get a couple shots off. Maybe? Nope, not quite. Smoke comes out once again, but unnecessary. Sinistro is going to move his rails up on this side of the cliff face. Base runner may just barely get in, and then it's going to die. So Megarith will have the artifact advantage. The railguns are thinking about shooting the armored assault vehicles anyway. Those AAVs are going to go very boldly, I should say, into the railguns, and they're not going to be long for this world. There goes one, and that second one's going to get destroyed as well. It's a little bit of a waste from Megarith.
Moving out. Engage targets on site. On our way.
So Megarith finally in some rails of his own, puts them up on the cliff here for high ground advantage, but Sinistro definitely has the advantage in the railguns. 5 out, now moving out with the missile battery, worried about the air transition by Megarith, but both players are building a similar build order, just not at the same time. Same order, I should say. Megarith moving out with another support cruiser to keep the resourcing from traveling too far. Sinistro's going to get a probe here right in the middle, and then he's going to move up on this side of the map with these railguns. That AAV is going to be killed by the carrier, but not before the rails get a couple pot shots against Megarith's carrier. That probe's going to allow for some more shots into the carrier, and then the probe gets deleted by the missile battery.
Destination set. Move us out.
I'm guessing Sinistro's missile battery took out one of Megarith's probes.
Team en route to recover the artifact. Armored assault modifications carried out.
We're up and running. Let's
Third support cruiser, which means that Megarith can move his carrier up. This AAV is going to go and scout, and it's immediately going to, more probes getting destroyed.
Rally point set. Move to location.
These railguns are going to target the AAV, and it's going to get destroyed, but not before putting down some covering smoke for the carrier. Carrier is going to try and get rid of some of the AAVs, and then it's going to be forced to fall back, but not before a few LAVs come out, and these LAVs, if they can dodge the mortars from the missile batteries, should be able to take out at least a couple railguns, but Sinistro does have AAVs of his own, so these LAVs are going to have to fall back. Turret post up here from Megarith. I don't think that can hit anything right now. AAVs are going to come and try and clean up the LAVs, and then Sinistro behind that was able to get an artifact of his own. This is a carrier, full power in range. There's a lightning strike. These railguns should be able to take care of these armored assaults, but Sinistro's railguns are going to do a lot of damage to Megarith's carrier. Megarith's going to want to turn on the armor and healing, and he does. Pulls the carrier back into the safety of the fog of war, and Sinistro deciding to retreat.
Make ready.
Both players are on the same number of resourcing locations. And we just wait for this rail stalemate to continue.
Op ready.
Another armored assault vehicle. Although this one's doing tricks. I don't know if you caught the end of that. We are going to have another railgun versus railgun battle.
We got a railgun under fire.
Megarith gets the better of this engagement with the better focus fire so far, but the follow-up not quite there. And then Megarith is going to wisely bring them up so they get the high ground advantage. And it looks like Megarith will be able to push Sinistro's forces back, despite a nice mortar by Sinistro, I might add.
Alert, railgun down.
Sinistro is quietly getting another artifact with his base runner, while Megarith is distracted, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Alert, missile battery lost.
Loses. Well, these AAVs are going very far forward, and they're going to get killed. Fortunately, losing the veteran units. Unnecessary sacrifice, in my opinion.
Armor moving out. Move and engage on site.
Aerial strike craft now available for production. We lack sufficient RUs.
Once again, going back over to this side, we do have a probe up here to give Megarith some vision. Sinistro's AAVs are going to run again right into the rails. Need some smoke to cover the retreat. There it is. Sinistro does get that base runner into the extraction point and now has 3 artifacts to Megarith. 1. Well-placed smoke by Sinistro allows him to retreat, and then he brings up and sacrifices the AAVs to kill Megarith's base runner, thus keeping the advantage in terms of artifacts for Sinistro for the near future, and then Megarith is going to move up the railguns here. And it looks like we haven't been keeping track of technology from Sinistro. Sinistro is going to go for strike fighters, and these strike fighters are going to get at least 1 volley out as this missile ship is out of position.
Strike fighter taking fire.
So 1 strike fighter down, but there are still 3 in the air. Only 1 missile ship to defend these railguns. Railguns need to fall back.
Carrier repair systems are unavailable. Be advised.
Megarith's just sacrificing them, instead moving the missile ship up. Sinistro, meanwhile, getting a 4th artifact behind this distraction with the strike fighters. Megarith, bringing a support cruiser up, has his own base runner. Sinistro bringing a support cruiser up of his own. Curious why the support cruiser is leading the charge. That's going to be a dead support cruiser. Yes. Just wanted to use a support cruiser to get some information. And kind of hard to get the entire fight on screen right now. These interceptors are doing quite well for Sinistro. Still only 1 missile battery up here. I don't know what Megarith is producing. Looks like LAVs. There's another missile ship. These strike fighters are getting way more value than you might expect. In terms of damage, Sinistro right now only needs 1 more artifact before he can win, but right now doesn't have much in terms of an army. And then Megarith right here going for the nuke. Unfortunately, there's nothing there.
Alert, light attack vehicle destroyed.
Energy signature confirmed. An artifact.
So we're going to have Megarith's fleet against Sinistro's carrier. While the carrier does have a lot of power, This is a decent number of railguns to deal with. But the railguns are coming a little bit too high. We do have an artillery cruiser out from Megarith shooting at what's essentially nothing. Sinistro trying to win on artifacts before his carrier gets destroyed, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. So right now, the carrier face-off right here. Artillery cruiser hitting Megarith's own carrier. Let's see, whose strike fighters are those? Those are still Sinistro's strike fighters. 66% damage on... Oh, Sinistro, I missed a nuke from Sinistro. That was a good nuke, deleted most of those railguns. So carrier versus carrier. Megarith for some reason has everything in range. I'd like to see more in the damage. Building a bunch of railguns. And Sinistro did lose the base runner. Another artillery cruiser out here. More railguns coming out for Sinistro. And this battle is extremely close. Not sure right now who's going to win between the two. Artillery strikes from Megarith onto and along with this nuke, and this nuke's going to do a ton of damage. Oh man, both carriers destroyed at almost the same time. That was a crazy ending. The game decided that Megarith's carrier blew up first, but both players agreed that this match would end in a tie. I hope you enjoyed this replay cast. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, or leave a message in the comments. Philofanic signing out.